Today I'm going to show you how I blend alcohol markers and how I make portraits with them. Disclaimer, I'm not an expert, but this is just how I like to do things. So first thing that you have to do is add a backing sheet behind the page. Alcohol markers bleed, so you don't want to ruin the next page on your sketchbook. I always start with the darker colors first. I like to map out where all my shadows are before I add anything else. It helps me visualize the depth of the piece. I don't worry if it looks harsh at this stage. Honestly, that's completely normal. Don't be afraid to use darker colors with different shades. Then I take my lighter shades and start pulling the darker ink outwards using small strokes. Instead of trying to blend everything in one pass, I build it up slowly. So I like to use different shades of lighter colors too. I added pink here on the cheeks. I'll go back with the darker colors if I need more contrast. Then use the lighter color again to soften the edges. I keep layering the colors back and forth until the transition looks smooth. Since alcohol markers reactivate each other, blending while the ink is still a little wet definitely helps, but don't be afraid to add another layer if it dries. Me personally, I like adding yellow highlights every now and then, but it's just me. Once I'm happy with the blend, I add in the extra details, and I like to finish my pieces with different textures. So I use colored pencils to add lines and sharpen little details that markers alone can't achieve. Then I use acrylic markers to add bright highlights and tiny areas of shine that makes the artwork just pop. There isn't one right way to use alcohol markers, but this workflow has worked really well for me. Don't be afraid to mix different mediums and experiment. Sometimes those final details are what really brings an illustration to life. And that's pretty much my process. I hope you picked up a few tips you can try on your own, and I'll see you in the next one.